It's okay though. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Hey, beautifuls. Let me say, hey, Miss Judy. Hey, Lynette. Hey, Miss D. Hey, Renithia. Hey, Lynette. Hey, Dark and Lovely. Hey, Lux Pearl. Hey, Raw Truth and Uncut. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Ruby. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. I hope all of you guys are doing very well this morning. It is a beautiful Wednesday morning. Hey, Yakima. I hope I'm saying your name right. I don't ever want to keep mispronouncing your name. But good morning, you guys. I hope everybody is well. Listen, y'all, I wanted to come and I want to say, listen, let me say this first to the supporters. Hey, Serenity Speaks. What's going on, beautiful? Long time. I haven't seen you in a minute. I wanted to come this morning, you guys, because I want to say something about the supporters. A lot of you supporters, I'm gonna say in particular, there are a couple that I really can say are supporters, true version of supporters. And what I mean by that is no matter what goes down on these YouTube streets, you guys are ride or dies. You know, if two or three of your content creators that you support, if you support, if they don't get along or maybe they're not, vibing or whatever, no matter what goes down, you guys support both. And I respect that. I respect that so very much. No matter what goes down. Hey, True Slayer, what's going on, beautiful? Hey, Miss E. Hey, I am that somebody. No matter what, and I have to say, Miss Judy is one of them. No matter what, Raw Truth and Uncut is one of them. No matter what goes down between, it could be two or three of your favorite content creators, and they may not see eye to eye, they may not get along, they may decide to go their separate ways or whatever. You don't choose sides. What you do is you say, okay, you know what? They had a whatever, but I still support both. And I highly respect that. That's something that I truly respect from supporters. That's something I truly respect. Now, and the reason I'm saying this, y'all, if a hey Sabrina, hey Robin, if a person comes on, if a content creator of any time, any kind from any sector comes on and they have an issue with another content creator that you support or other content creators that you support, don't take their experience and make it your personal battle. That's not your personal battle. Your job, to me, in my opinion, is just to be there to support them, give them encouraging words, and also give them constructive criticism. And I think Lux Pearl, she did that for me. I have to shout her out because she did that for me, even though I wasn't hearing nothing. But it is what it is. Exactly, Miss Judy. Exactly. My thing is, no matter what, how or what a content creator, hey Lorraine, no matter how you feel, or I'm sorry. No matter how a content creator may view another content creator, if you support both of them, continue to support both of them. Continue that. Support both. Just give them that platform to vent, to shout, to scream, to cuss, to do whatever they're going to do. Give them that room to do that. That's support. That's support. And again, I respect the ones who truly do that. You don't get on and say, you got one of your content creators that gets on, they're upset, they're mad or whatever, and maybe another person. That's exactly right, Raw Truth and Uncut. That's exactly right. She says, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. I feel as if everyone experience with someone will not be the same. And I support everyone. And that don't mean I agree with everything they do, but I support exactly. Hey, Miss Lysander. Hey, beautiful. And y'all, that's exactly my point today. Like, just because a content creator gets on here and vents, they're telling you about their experience, their own personal experience. Hey, Miss Phelps. Hey, Scorpio Goddess. Hey, Blueberry. What's going on, beautiful? Y'all, they are telling you about their experience. That's their own personal experience. That doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It's their experience. Hey, Miss Sexy Ray, what's going on, beautiful? That's their own personal experience that they had. And they're just using their platform to vent. I'm not saying all the time the platform should be used as a place to come on and be ugly and be vengeful or nothing like that. Trust me, I've learned my lesson about that, you guys. But I'm just saying, in the case that people do use their platform to come on and do whatever, that's their room to do that. That's their room. As supporters, that's why it says supporters, you support. And if that does mean giving constructive criticism, do it. The thing that I'm seeing, even though I have been quiet, I stay on my tricycle and I speak whenever. Hey, Stokes, what's going on, beautiful? One thing that it was unbelievable to me to see certain supporters that have been, consistent supporters. The minute that they hear something, and this is all over, y'all. I'm speaking. I've seen it happen to me, other content creators. I've seen it all. This is why I say in the bushes I came out just to speak with the content creators I support. Absolutely, Serenity. I've seen this happen. This is what baffles me, is that if a content creator gets on here and say, I had this experience with this person and I'm upset, I'm hurt, they did this to me, they did that to me. You as supporters, I see them saying, oh I knew that, I knew he was like that, I knew she was like that, yeah, I already knew. I'm not doing. Y'all, what did you see? What exactly did you see? Because only thing you see is a person hitting the live button and speaking to you. You don't know that person. You haven't had your own personal experience with them. And the own personal experience that you have with them has always been positive. If it's been positive, keep it positive. Don't take that person's experience and make it your personal battle. That's not your personal battle. And I'm speaking for myself personally. I would never get on here and say, don't you follow that person? If you don't follow that person, don't come on my. I ain't never been like that. I've never been like that. And I would never want anybody else to be. Hey, Spicy Brown, I would never advise anybody else to be like that. Just because two or three or four people have a falling out. I've been seeing that the last couple of days. It wasn't just my own personal experience. It's been all over YouTube. If you support who you support them. Just support them. But like I said, if you want to give them constructive criticism, and they are the type that can take it, give them constructive criticism. Give them constructive criticism. Tell them, hey, or Miss Shaw, hey Lisa Love, what's going on, beautiful? Or be like, hey, Sean, I didn't like your behavior. I didn't like the way you acted. And as y'all can see, I don't know if you've seen my video, I took that constructive criticism. I had to. That's the only way you grow, and that's the only way you learn. You have to take it. I don't take anything anybody say as, oh, whatever. But at the end of the day, we all human and we have that moment of getting upset. But at the same time, don't take somebody else's personal battle and make it your own. It's just, I'll give you an example. Now, I know as young ladies, and even if there's males watching, you've been in a relationship, right? You've been in a relationship and you go back to your family, you go back to your friends. Oh, I hate him. I can't stand. Hey, Bronx girl, what's going on, beautiful? I hate him. I can't stand him. He a dog. Or I hate that girl. I can't stand that girl. She's this, she's that. So you go vent to your family and friends. But guess what? In the next 2 days, you done made up with that same girl. But your family and friends done cuss this person out. Done call them all kind of names. Then disassociate themselves with that person. But you done made up with them. So now your family and friends over here looking crazy. Your family and friends over here looking crazy because they done cuss this person out, but now you back friends with them. See, that's why I say you don't be so quick to jump on somebody's bandwagon, because although they are going through their own personal experiences, they're using their platform to vent. They're using their platform to vent. They're using their platform to come on and have some type of support. That's all they're doing. That doesn't mean that, I want y'all to side with me. I want y'all to not support that person anymore. I would not, no, you don't do that. Always think about that, y'all. Think about something that's happening in your personal life. Like, y'all know, we've all had that moments where we get mad at somebody that we care about, or somebody that we love, or somebody, and we decide to part ways with them, or we decide that we're mad at them at the moment, and we go to our family and friends and we vent. Exactly. Exactly, Lux Pearl. And you don't went and said, yeah, and you don't went and talk all this trash and said all these things about this very person that you don't even have a personal relationship with. You have no type of relationship with. You've never had a personal experience with this person, and the little bit of experience you've had with this person has been positive. So why are you making somebody else's experience your own? Why are you taking on that person's battle? Why are you doing that? Because that's not being a supporter. That's being a bandwagon rider. I'm just going to be straight with it. That's a bandwagon rider. Now, if you don't like that person already because of how they speak on their platform, or the topics they talk about, or you don't like their personality, now that's your own personal thing. That's a personal thing that you just don't, not because somebody else said something. That's your own personal saying, I don't really, deal with that person, blah, blah, blah. But don't make that, then make it that. Make it that. But I've been, yes, been into family and friends, and we back together as toxicity as exactly, exactly. Y'all know we all like that. We have all done it. We have all done it. We go and vent. We go and get mad. We get mad. We start saying all kind of things. This is in relationships, in friendships, and we say all kind of things to people. But in we get people on our bandwagon. We get people to have our back. We get people to join in the conversation. We get people to bash along with that just to make us feel better. Only exactly, so really choose your battles. If it's not your own personal battle, don't jump in it. Just be supportive of that person. Be supportive of both people, or two or three people. If you don't like this content creator, and I'm sorry, if you like this content creator and you like this content creator and they're battling, but you support both, do that. Support both. Continue to support both. Use your words wisely. Pick your battles, but don't make those battles your own personal battles, because you just never know when those two people may say, you know what, we good, we don't want our separate ways, we don't live our own life. But yet that content creator done seen where you've been in that person's chat just being ugly, just being downright ugly for no reason, because you want to be on that person's bandwagon. Hey, Krisha, because you want to be on that person's bandwagon. You want to be, you know, well, however you want to support them. So you're gonna dog the other person. Y'all don't. I would advise you never to do that. Don't do that. Just be a person and just be supportive and support everybody. Just support everybody. And I've seen a lot of supporters that they are just downright, they just support everybody and they give words of encouragement. Miss Sexy Ray is one. I've seen her. And Lux Pearl is one. I mean, these are just to name a few, y'all, because it's a whole lot of y'all. Believe me when I tell you, it's a lot of y'all that do that. That you go and you just try to be supportive, no matter if you know, like, oh, I really don't want to get in between these two, because I really love these two. They bring something to me. I love the way they speak. I love their content. Continue to support them, but don't make that battle your own, because in the end, you may be the one trying to ease back in there, but you don't talk so much trash and say so much, and you don't realize that these content creators and these other supporters, they see it. They see it. They see everything. They see it. It may not see it directly, but it gets sent to them. They see it. Look what this person's saying. Look what that person is. And you like, it doesn't upset me or make me mad at all, because I've been taught the last couple of days, hey, welcome to YouTube. That's what I got. It was funny though. But it was like, okay, welcome to the messy side of YouTube, which I never wanted to meet. But I guess, hey, just like the other content creators said, we all messy. So I had to accept that. Once I step in that hole, ain't no coming back out. So I had to accept that part of me. Um, okay, Miss Judy, no problem. No problem at all. Do your thing, girl. So you have to learn to pick your battles. Don't make other people's battles your own. Their personal experience is not yours, because you can always say, hey, listen, if you break up with a guy, are you going to go to another girl and be like, don't talk to him? He cheated on me. He lied to me. He did all this. And she could turn around and say, well, he hasn't done that to me. Somebody else's experience with that person is different. Somebody else's experience with that person is not the same as your experience. And you have to respect that. And you have to look at it like that instead of making it your own. Because when you do that, you're going to end up with a lot of regrets. And you'll be like, wow, maybe I shouldn't have been. But it's going to be too late now, because you done showed your hand. You done showed your card on how you are. So, hey, Lisa. Hey, Patricia. So the bottom line is, you don't show your hand, you don't show how you work, you don't show. You can't be in somebody's chat 1 minute and say, yeah, girl, I support you. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. You know, Miss Judy, I dealt with that. I dealt with that. I dealt with that at one point. Chris is saying my husband ex drugged him and I married him. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They will make you, they will discourage you, but you have to use your own judgment, y'all. If you didn't have a bad experience with that person, then don't take somebody else's experience and make it your own, because you do not know, exactly. You have to understand, people are going to only give you part of a version. They're only going to give you the version of what they want you to know when they're upset. They're only going to give you the version that they want you to know when they're the most heated. You're not going to know the whole story, because you can't cram years of something into 50 minutes of content. You can't do that. That's impossible. You can't cram weeks of conversation or weeks of interaction into 150 minutes of content to give a whole story. You can't do that. So it's just like, I do not volunteer info on my previous relationship with the other person. I have been asked or been accused of one of the very person whom I left. Wow. Wow. And y'all know the thing about the crazy part about it is, my ex-husband, being that we have to co-parent, my child has to be around, or my children, well, my minor child, my older child, children, they can do what they want. But my minor child, he has to be around. If my ex picks him up, and he's engaging with somebody else or whatever, or he has a relationship with somebody else, that'll be like me going to her and be like, don't be with him. He cheated on me. He had a kid on me. He lied to me. I'm sorry. That's the I'm outside. So sorry y'all. So that'll be like me going up to her saying, hey, don't talk to him. He used to he used to be verbally abusive to me. He used to do this. Don't you be with him. Don't you be with him, blah, blah, blah. And she gonna look at me like I'm crazy, because her experience may be totally different. She may be looking at like, what is she talking about? Because her experience may not have been the same. So you have to just say, you know what, I'm so sorry that you experienced that with that person, but my experience with this person has always been positive. So, but I'm sorry you're going. If there's anything I can do or anything that I can say, you know, whatever. But that's how you support somebody. But you don't jump on the bandwagon and be like, I knew he was like that. I knew he wasn't no good. And you don't even, y'all, my phone ringing and I don't even know where it's at. and and you go and you turn around and you say, just don't do that. Just offer support for that particular person or that particular content creator. Offer support for them and them only, about how they're feeling, and just ask them, can you be that? I gotta say, people love to tell you what may deter you from the other person. They want them to be alone, forgive and move on. Exactly, Scorpio. That's very well said. Exactly. Like, when you have your own personal experience with that person, if you've experienced something similar to the other person, yeah, sit down and swap stories and do your thing. Do your thing. Thank you, True Slayer. Here's the thing, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Yesterday, I was talking to a young lady, and she was, She was on her job and she was having an experience, and this is what inspired this live. She was having some issues with her job, and her as before she even went into position, everybody saying, "Oh, the boss, she's nasty. You ain't gonna like her, blah blah blah." And what I told her, I said, "Listen, don't make any decisions based on somebody else's experience with that person. You don't know what your experience may be. Any decisions that you make based on your experience with that person, you don't know what went down behind closed doors. You don't know what happened. You don't know the intimate details of anything. They're just giving you surface stuff. They're giving you surface stuff. So make a judgment. Thank you, Lisa. Blessings to you as well. Make a judgment on your own. Make a judgment on your own and then make your decisions. But if you walk away from somebody and you make a decision based on somebody else telling you something, later on, you guys, you could regret that. And that's just not on YouTube. Of course, YouTube is just YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying in your regular life, you know, that's how you take control and do what's best for you. Exactly, Lisa. Protect your own peace. Don't go by what somebody else saying. You can't do that. But I tell you what you could do. I will say this: what you can do, you can take in consideration what the other person is saying and move forward like that, and keep those points in the back of your mind. And then as you move forward with that person, you just kind of keep those points and you look to see, am I seeing these same things that this person is seeing? Am I seeing, what? Then you make your decision. But don't ever make your decision about somebody. And I think if y'all, I don't know how many of you guys really truly follow the truth on his page. He also talked about this situation. And it's the same thing with this whole saga. Y'all see what they did to the truth? Based on somebody else coming forward and saying, he's an abuser, he's this, he's that. How many women jumped on that bandwagon? They jumped on that bandwagon. They said all kind of ugly things about this man. They bashed his platform. They bashed him based on that her experience, and her experience wasn't even truthful. Her experience wasn't the full truth. She only put out and she spent it to where it made her look more like the victim. Hey, Miss Gigi. It made her look like the victim, and it made him look like a monster. It made him look awful. So now, yes, right, Serenity, exactly. Hurt people hurt people. So y'all take, like I told y'all before, always take some things out of the truth side, the lesson. Like we don't always have to look at it as a bad thing. Look at it as a lesson, because he took a big hit, though the facts from her own mouth. Exactly, Miss Judy. So right now, what they're doing, they're bashing him because they can't come back because they done said so much. You done said so much about him, you can't even come back, even though the evidence is there that she was not being honest. She was not being truthful. So now he is left to kind of recover his, his character and try to redeem himself. And how is that fair that he's having to fight something that, and I have to respect the way he carried himself. Now, just like everybody else, he went off once or twice, or he went off. He had to, because sometimes you're pushed to that point where you feel like you got to come out of character. You got to come out of character. It doesn't feel good. I'm gonna tell you right now, it doesn't feel good at all. Hang with me said that's passing judgment on someone without clarification or personal interaction experience. Perfectly said. Exactly. You're passing judgment on something without. And one thing he said on there that I've always, said on my platform: do your research on somebody. Don't ever go by word of mouth. If somebody come to you and you say something, that goes for whether it's a subject or whether it's about a person. Do your own research on that person, or go sit and watch that person or whatever. If you supported the truth and Brianna prior to that, and you didn't see any signs of him being abusive or whatever, and I don't know. Now, we all know there was some emotional, verbal back and forth. That's no doubt about that. But be honest with yourself. What relationship doesn't have verbal exchanges between the two, right? That just makes us human. That don't make us an abuser. So for them to do that, they had said so much. And look at Miss Amore. Miss Amore had to come back and apologize for almost, how long was she bashing this man and calling him out his name and said all kind of stuff. Called him, what did she call him? She called him a pedophile. She called him all type of stuff, you guys. And he has to come back from it, all based off what somebody decided to come and say because they were upset. So they came, and all of it wasn't fabricated. There was some abuse, but it was emotional abuse on both ends. It was only part of the story given, and the rest of it was added on as she kept going. She kept making it worse. Oh, on the interviews, oh, he hit me, oh, he drugged me, oh, he black-eyed me. Oh, she did her thing on that one. I ain't gonna lie. She really spent the narrative on that one. But it was that's right. And I appreciate you, Serenity. I really appreciate you doing that. So at the end of the day, we come to find out she wasn't honest. So now all of those people have to come back and think, I done bashed this man. I done said all this. None of those people had a personal experience. Yeah, she remixed it. Girl, Lux Pearl, yeah, she remixed that bad. She doesn't have a brain of her own. She goes off whatever other thing pretends it's her own. Exactly, Miss Judy. Exactly. And that's the thing, y'all. She came and she spent and she got a whole group of women. Whole group. They don't have no type of personal experience with this man. None. And the thing about LaTrue's side, this is just my opinion, I don't think they didn't bash her. What they did was they sat back, they said, well, wait a minute, let me look at this. Let me look at the evidence that's out there. And then I'll make my judgment. So they looked at the evidence that was presented because there was a lot of people taking her side. But what they did was they stepped back and they looked at the evidence and said, no, that's not the truth. That doesn't look like the truth. They made a rational judgment on their own. And they said, you know what? We're not bashing her, but we know that she's not telling the truth. We know that she's a liar based on the evidence that was put out. That's what you do. You research stuff that's being put out, and then you pass judgment. The thing about the Breonna supporters at that time, because they may be on a different type of bandwagon right now, they didn't bother to do no research. They just went off what she said. And then they chose to bash this man and call him out his names, degrade his character, and make him get out there and defend himself. When he's like, I didn't do nothing to y'all. Why are y'all bashing me? Why are y'all saying this about me? Why are y'all going in people's comments talking about me? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? On the front end, this man probably kept his composure, but imagine what he was going through on the back end. Imagine how much that hurt. Imagine how much that hurt him. He's human. He's a man. Just because he come on here and he put up this good facade like he's just perfect, that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, because stuff like that, it hurts, especially when you know that you're not the person they're trying to make you out to be, and it hurts. Hey Lakeisha, my Libra twin, her own mouth is what made me question her. She changed her story daily based on what page and platform she was on. That's exactly right, Miss Judy. It was her herself. Now, Miss Bree gets on her site and actually giving herself therapy online. I noticed she be talking about herself online. She does that, Serenity. She does that. She definitely does that. I have to agree with you on that one. Hanging with Miss D said, I never believed her because I could read and do well, and something just didn't feel right to me. Yes, and I'm going to have to say that at first, when I first heard her story, hey, good morning, gorgeous. And I'm going to have to say, y'all, hey, Bridget, hey, Queen. I'm going to have to say to you guys, when I first seen her, my heart went out to her. I was like, oh my gosh. Hey, Floria. Hi. I have to say to you guys, my heart went out to her. But, at first there was no evidence or nothing put out at that time. So I didn't have nothing to go off on. But I wasn't going to bash him. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to say, oh, look at that abuser. Look at that. I wasn't going to do that. But I was going to try to have empathy for what she was going through. Like, whatever she experienced, I wasn't there. I don't know what the hell she went through. I don't know. But then as she kept talking, she kept letting the cat out the bag. Like, girl, you didn't go through nothing, but I admit there was some verbal exchanges. There were some emotional exchanges there. Hey, Priscilla. Not much. There was definitely some verbal exchanges there. So there was, as y'all can see, it was proof, no matter how much, there was proof of emotional abuse, but it was on both parties. But that's what I'm saying, y'all. You can't jump on a bandwagon, and they did that. And I don't think people on the true side immediately jumped on his bandwagon. I think it took some time because you had to really figure out, okay, did she really get? And some people might have figured it out from the jump. But you didn't go on and bash her. Oh, she's just this, she's that. You didn't do that. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. You got to take time and understand something because you never know. You never exactly know what's going to come out. So she needs to be so on someone's couch ASAP. Lisa, you're so funny. May do something to exactly take on your own personal. So for all of that, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know who all really listens to the truth, but if you go back, I don't know if that live was yesterday, day before, I'm not sure, because every time I catch his live, it'd be like 2 or 3 days later. But he really spoke some knowledge. The man is smart. I ain't finna lie. The man is smart. And he talked about protecting your energy and what you respond to. And he's like, you come on here and you say all kind of things about him, and you don't even know this man. You've never had your own personal experience with this man. And the thing about it is, what if you've seen him walking? The very people that called him out his name, call him a pedophile, call him this, call him that, and then you've seen him walking, and then you just have a conversation. You'd be like, this is nothing like I imagined. He's nothing like this person said. He's nothing like what she said. Take it Miss Season, for example. Her experience with him looks way different from Brianna's experience with him. And I'm pretty sure if y'all had a conversation with Miss Season, she would tell you there are characteristics that Brianna put out there that was not accurate or did not fit him. But it was done because she was upset and angry. I am somebody says Serenity, she gives the same speech every time. Yes, she does. She's talking to herself, y'all. That's the only thing. Sometimes people get on here and um they give lessons because they're actually trying to teach themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just she's very repetitive with it. She didn't move like a domestic violence survivor. I'm just saying she did not. That's one of the things that gave it away. Miss Judy, he takes his experiences as uses them to teach other men and women on what to avoid. Exactly. And that's exactly what he said in his live, Miss Judy. He wants to teach his experiences. And he did say, yes, he's gotten out of character. And that only makes him human. Yes, he has. But it's like when you demolish somebody's character after they spend so much time trying to build it up, and you could slam it down in a matter of minutes. Yes, hanging with Miss D. Yes, her and Miss Season. Yes, they are. They are two different types of breeds. You can tell she's very calm. She knows how. She's very rational. You definitely can tell the difference. I think Bree is very impulsive, and I've always said that she's very impulsive. She was saying those who took Bree word on everything let her play in their faces and didn't get on. Yes, exactly. True. Say I definitely agree with that. They didn't do their research. They didn't even bother. And that's because they didn't want to, y'all. They wanted a reason to dislike him. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to say this. When somebody is quick, when they very quick, and the minute somebody says, oh, yeah, I knew he was like that. I knew she was like that. They was already looking for a reason to dislike that person. They was already looking. You just gave them a pass. They were already looking. Yes, she definitely be talking to her. She does look. Gigi said, I followed them before the divorce, and I questioned her claim because if you were being abused all that time, why would you marry him a second time? Exactly, Gigi. And of course, she'll probably come on here and say she wanted to make it work, blah, blah, blah. She'll do it. But we all know if you are that abused and you've been through all of that the way she described, ain't no second wedding, honey. We almost put out the door. Especially if you claim that you had to record him and do all that. If you feel like you had to do that for your protection, you 1 foot out the door. Why would you want to renew your vows with him? That didn't make any sense to me. She needs to apologize to Robert. I'm going to tell you, Lisa, I hate to say this. That is something that she needs to do, but be prepared. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. And that's because of the type of person that she has to renege on everything that she said. It was deflected anger. They have someone who hurt them, and they weren't brave enough to aim at that person. Instead, they seen a man who didn't defend himself and deflected the anger towards him. Exactly. Exactly. Robert never had any domestic charges against him. I said that day one. Um, no, I'm not yet. Scorpio said, I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I was talking to you, but yeah. Okay. Sorry, y'all. That was one of my colleagues. Scorpio goddess said, my husband is very impulsive and he is a Cancer. I didn't believe her. It was already out there when he first started dating. I was following from the beginning when the people were selling him. She was not in. Hmm. Yeah, I'm one of the guilty ones that wanted to believe, because I always, when somebody comes out there and tell their story, y'all try to give them the benefit of the doubt because I don't know if it's true or not. So I have to kind of like sit back and see what happens and what comes out before I make a judgment on them. Lux Pearl said, that's why I refuse to go back and forth with her supporters, because they clearly are people who don't research for themselves. They are just hotheads who run with stuff just like Brie. Exactly. Exactly, Lux Pearl. They are. Do your research. Do your research on people before you pass judgment, and especially before you start making huge claims. I mean, they really called him things that just were not called for. I mean, y'all, calling somebody big head, calling, just kind of making fun or roasting somebody, that's way different, because, people roast people all the time, especially comedians. But when you go to the extreme to call somebody out, call somebody such as a pedophile or a child, um, molester or something like that, y'all, that's harsh. That's really hitting below the belt, and you're only doing it because of somebody else's experience. And another example I'm gonna give y'all is the way that they have dogged Dawn. I have watched this. The way Jeannie has went after Dawn, and Dawn made a perfect example on her platform the other day. You haven't even had a conversation with Dawn. Never had a conversation with this woman. How can you just completely judge her? It's the same thing when Jeannie got on that panel that night, when Robert on Jockey panel that night, when everything went down, and all of a sudden she had a conversation with Brie, and she was like, "You're really not like that. Oh my gosh, you're nothing like they said they were." You see what I'm saying? So you doing the same cycle all over again. To Dawn, you ain't never had a conversation with this woman. Why are you sitting there talking about her so badly when you just had an experience with Brianna, and you got on the whole platform and said, "Oh, you're nothing like what they said they were." So you should take that lesson and never use it to judge anyone prior to having a conversation with them or having your own personal experience with them. I'm sorry, I'm getting hot on the comments. Miss Lee said 1-800 all that damn lying. I am somebody said the sad part is when they talked about his can. Oh God, I am that somebody. That was probably the worst. That was probably the worst. And I can't even imagine how he feels that somebody would question his health in a medical situation that he dealt with and then deemed it as a lie. That to me is hitting way below the belt. And for him to keep the composure that he kept, you can't help but respect him. You may not like him, but you gotta respect him because he kept his composure. Me personally, as a woman, y'all know we emotional, probably would have went off. But he didn't feel the need to try to prove anything to anybody. Anything to anybody. Like I said, take some lessons and learn from him, so you can tell that Jeannie just be up there talking because she want an audience, and people, she know that people that love drama gonna give her what she wants. So she's gonna say anything, and she know they're gonna run with it and listen. I sat in her audience one day and I look at people just dog them. Hey, Miss Green Eyes. I sat and I was like, wow, you would think these people know this family personally. You would think that these people was in a relationship with Robert. You would think that they had their own personal experience with Robert. That's, y'all, that's just, I'm just, to me, y'all, that's so unfair. That is why in a court of law, they always say, even when you are charged with a crime, you are innocent until proven guilty. They can accuse you of anything. But until you present evidence in front of two people, and that evidence can be swayed one way or the other, that's when you make your decision. But you are always innocent until proven guilty. That man could have snapped off at any time. He could have got pages shut down and put so many real nasty charges on people. Instead, he just let them fly and banked off his coming. He did, y'all. And when I tell y'all, I myself even got a little irritated and angry with him because he had so many valid um, reasons and he had the leeway to file a lot of defamation suits. I mean, he really had it. I mean, he had it in the bag. I mean, he had so many, but I guess his thing is, listen, I'll use it as a business opportunity. And that's him. You know, he would he had his whole reputation totally splattered because of one person coming on a platform and saying what her experience was and spinning her experience to make people jump on her bandwagon and think the worst of this man. When come all along, here it is almost 2 years later, we find out the whole thing was a lie. But his reputation has been tarnished. She's went on news stations, she's told it all and she's tarnished. And the only way to redeem that is the crazy part of this, she had the power to destroy it. Now she has a little bit of power to bring it back. But I can guarantee you she's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. As much as we don't want to give her that power, but at the end of the day, let me take that back. God has the power to redeem him. And that's why he always say, God got me. So always believe somebody when they say God got him. Sometimes you just got to pick your battles. And going against Robert and you didn't have a personal experience with him was just crazy. Just calling him all kinds of names is absolutely insane. Hang on, Z said, Bree put that out there. She said on that panel saying he didn't, but she was the one who went public asking for prayers, make it make sense. And the crazy thing about that, y'all, in the beginning, she did come out and say that he did not physically abuse her. But guess what she did? She realized how much attention that she was getting from the public. She realized how much everybody loved that drama. So she fed off of it and she continued to feed it. Continued to feed it on the strength of ruining his reputation. And she didn't care. And everybody jumped on the bandwagon. Look how Miss Amora, and I know she's done with it, and thank God for that. But just kind of reminiscing, look how Miss Amora went hard on every single body who would not believe her story. Look how hard she went on them. Look how many people had to get hurt. Jobs, families had to be called out. Look how many people had to be hurt because of that. Yeah, I would have sued for those news stations false interviews. His weakness was he grew up with no mom and he didn't want those 4 babies to have to grow without one. That's exactly right, Miss Jude. That's his weakness. That's his flaw. It may be a flaw and a good thing at the same time. She did retract it, but went back and picked it up after she realized he wasn't coming back. Lux Pearl, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Miss Judy, getting back to yours, and I think that was one of the things that kind of made me so angry with him. But, at the same time, I had to look at it from his perspective. What you just said, he didn't want those kids to grow up without a mom. But the thing about it is, she didn't care nothing about him. She didn't care nothing about ruining him. That she has a child with him, but she didn't care. And she's seen all of these people out there saying the absolute worst about him, but she didn't go back and retract it for the final and last time. She didn't go back and retract it. She continued on and let it get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Hey, sweet Ma. Hey, Sean, just want to send my love to you. Been here all along. Thank you so much, sweet Ma. Love you. She just let the situation get worse and worse and worse, you guys. And the thing about it is she wouldn't go back and she wouldn't retract the situation and she wouldn't say, y'all know what? This man, we have a child together. I did share 6 years with him. It was a little bit of we both went back and that would have been the mature thing for her to do. The mature thing. Hey, Tanya. Gigi, Jeannie doesn't, excuse me. Jeannie doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. She just spewing lies and hatred, and she is too old for all this mess. But karma is gonna knock on her door. So yes, it is. All right, so I love you too. Jeannie doesn't. Yeah, let me tell y'all something. Jeannie, I don't know what's gonna happen to that lady. But believe me, in hearts of all hearts, if she know what she's doing and she's getting up there saying all that type of stuff, it's gonna come back. And just like they're just gonna have to let it play out. And the thing about it is, it's hard to just let something play out because your human side wants to jump out there and just defend yourself. I feel it's not too late for Robert to go on the same platform that Brianna went on and clear his name with the recent video that he had. And if it cost him money, at least he's clearing his name. But then I agree. But I don't think he's gonna do it, boo. I don't think he's gonna do it. He's such a humble person. Yeah, let's Pearl. He's such a humble. Hey, Yolanda. He's such a humble person, y'all. I just don't think he's gonna do it. And I can't knock him. I can't, it's just how he chooses to handle it. It's how he chooses to handle it. And whatever's best for him. I would love for him to do it. Believe me, I'm with you. I would love for him to do that. But I think his thing is, y'all, he just wants some peace. And when you want peace more than you want chaos, you're willing to give up the defense part. You're willing to give it up just to have some peace. Hey, Jackie, what's going on, beautiful? You are definitely willing to give up the fight just to have some peace. And y'all, sometimes fighting ain't always going at it. Sometimes you win the battle just by saying, I throw my hands up because, yes, Lux Pearl, absolutely. Yes, absolutely, she did. And I think she knows that, y'all. And another thing, I know y'all are saying that y'all want her to get on a platform, but y'all know that she's receiving all her karma through Jonelle. She's receiving all her karma through Jonelle. Believe me when I tell you. He doesn't want to destroy her because of the kids. Yes, and you got to respect him. Hey, Sunshine, you got to respect him. Sabrina said Lux Pearl, she went with it because her supporters believed her. It was a good way for her to spin the narrative like she did. My opinion, she knows what she was doing. She is bitter, point blank, period. She is, Sabrina. But she's getting her karma. She's definitely getting her karma. The relationship that she fabricated or the abuse that she fabricated with the truth is now a reality for her in her current situation. And no matter how long he goes without touching her, no matter how long he goes without abusing her, believe me, it's coming. Because a person don't change like that. Yes, Tasha K. Van spilled them beans. And Tasha K. Van spilled them beans. That's how she built up her platform and made more money. Yes. She made money off of it. And it's sad, but she had to make it off somebody else's reputation by ruining somebody else's reputation. Karma is for everyone. Just be good to people. Exactly, sweet ma. Because it's coming. You may not see it, y'all, but it's definitely coming and it's definitely be happening. Just because you don't see somebody get karma, that doesn't mean it's not happening. That doesn't mean it's not happening. It's just, I think some people get upset because you don't see it. But it's happening. Truth Slayer says, I understand the truth's heart. He knows she's weird. He does. Truth Slayer, he does call her weird. And just wants to not be in her clutches, but he still yes. Yeah. I think he knows that she's not going to come clean with it. Y'all, it'd be a miracle. It'd be a whole miracle, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that happening, y'all. I really wouldn't. I would just kind of go on and just wish him the best and hope that, his career can get a whole comeback and that he does well. But it's sad that somebody has to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's real terrible that somebody has to go through that because of something that they really didn't do. But you also notice that she could never lie in front of him. Yes, Scorpio, did you notice that? Yes, I absolutely did. Y'all got to look at that. Pay attention. Always pay attention to the conversations with the actual person that you're accusing, and then pay attention to the conversation when they're not in front of the person. It tells a whole story. Lux Pearl, I definitely was listening, but little did she know there are people out here that stood with Arch. God is continuing to bless him and show him so much grace. Yes, he is. And y'all, that's the whole point, y'all. Choose your battles. Don't take on somebody else's battles, because sometimes those battles are not exactly what they are. If you support that person, support that person. Give them kind words, and hey, give them constructive criticism if it's warranted. And again, I know Priscilla, I don't know if she's still on here, but I have to say thank you again to her, because it was a hit, but I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that. And there was also a couple of other people in my ear with my situation. And they said, you you that was the not the best way to handle that. And I had to accept that. I had to accept that. And I could what was I gonna do? Fight it? It was the truth. So constructive criticism, as supporters, y'all, give your content creators constructive criticism. Delivery is everything. Delivery is everything. Also, continue to support. If you're going to support, if you are a true supporter, you're going to support regardless, and be able to have balance and support everybody. Everybody. And if you have somebody that comes, yes, well, thank you again, Priscilla. Thank you. And if you have content creators that you scared to support because you're scared this person is going to get mad, or you're scared that, listen, I know how that feels. Like I said, yeah, I may be a content creator, but I'm also a supporter too. I'm a supporter of a lot of people on here. And when I realized, y'all, just be yourself. If they really support you, it doesn't matter what you do, they're going to support you. But if they're supporting on conditions, best believe they ain't going to mess with you. If they see you with somebody else that they don't mess with, they're going to be upset with you. But they didn't support you in the first place, right? Hey, Cream. Scorpio said God has also been showing her grace. Sometimes those graces come with some improvements that are needed to be had. She needs to apologize to grow from this situation she created if she ever wants to free. I agree with that, Scorpio, but it's going to come in a different form. It's going to come in a different form. And she had, I'm thinking to myself, y'all, you got on the phone with a sister that went hard for her brother. You had to know at some point that you admitting that it wasn't abuse, that she was going to clock that. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, y'all, sometimes when people, spin it so much, you got to get down on tape, because they're going to spin it again if you don't get it. Exactly, sweet mom. Support who you like. Support who you like. Even if you don't like something that they've said or something that they've done, you will give them constructive criticism. And if they get mad at you for that constructive criticism, that's when I can say, hey, listen, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to improve anything. So that would always be my advice to you guys. Just if I ever, and this is just me speaking on my personal platform, if I ever come on here and get upset with somebody or get mad with somebody, whether it's in my personal life or on content, whatever, just give me room to vent, like Lux did. Lux was trying up there. She was trying so hard. Listen, just give them room to vent. Give them room to get it out. Let them get it out, and just be there to support. That's it. I don't need the last thing you need is somebody dogging the person that you're mad at, because it just means you're a bandwagon rider. You just on my bandwagon. I want you to support me because you truly support me. I want you to support me because you truly support me, not because I'm mad at somebody that you may dislike. Support me because you support me. Exactly. I am that somebody. Go where you're welcome. Don't just go because I ain't like that girl in further. Oh, thank you, Lux. I have to give Lux her flowers. She was swinging up there trying to get me to calm down. But girl, let me tell you something. When a Libra gets to going, it's all gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes, boo. And that's why, y'all, when I tell y'all I hate to get like that, because I know it's going to get ugly, because I don't know how to stop it. I don't know how. Miss G said, I'm loud in all chats of who I support. Folks don't know who all reached out to me when life hit me hard. So anyone that don't like it can pucker up. I know that's right, Miss Judy. I have to give props out to Miss Judy because Miss Judy is a hard down true supporter. She is a moderator for a lot of us. But my thing is, she doesn't go in and bash other people, or especially people that she moderates for and she support, and they may be clashing. She gives them words of encouragement. So does love. She give them words of encouragement. That's what she does. Or she may talk a little shit, but it ain't nothing that they don't need to hear. You know what I'm saying? So you ask who I respect, y'all. I respect the supporters and the subscribers who can separate their personal feelings, take it out, and just support who you need to support with words. That's it. Yeah, she's very neutral, Lux. Just support who you need to support, you guys. That's it. Don't be no bandwagon rider. I do that in football, y'all. I was a bandwagon rider in football. But I'm Baltimore Ravens 100%. Baltimore Ravens 100%. So, but just don't be a bandwagon rider. Y'all don't look good. And if y'all think that you're in comments and people don't see you, you're wrong. They see you. They're just not saying anything. Is it bad that I was proud of Miss Shawn? I felt your pain, although I knew in hindsight it's probably regrettable. It is truthfully. Let me tell you something. The funniest thing, I'm gonna tell y'all something so funny about that. I had 2 or 3 people say, and boy, mom's time too. She said it. She said, Miss Shawn, we understand because you don't even know how to cuss. I was like, God. The girl told me there was another person said, you don't even know how to cuss. So they could tell that that was something I don't even do because they said you don't even know how to cuss. That was hilarious, y'all. She was like, she was in the comments, and I caught it because I went back and read the comments the next day. And she was like, Miss Shawn, we know you don't even mean it. We know this is not you because you don't even know how to cuss. So I had to listen to it. I was like, oh, well, okay. Maybe I wasn't put my words together right, but hey, it is what it is. Lux Pearl comes in with the MVP because she gets up there with that super calm voice. Yes, she does. But I wouldn't hear her. But Lux, I heard you, and I didn't hear you, but I heard you. I didn't hear you, but I heard you. If that makes sense. I just grab a seat, even if I don't, into the chat and be screaming at the screen like a football game. I know, Miss Judy. I know. I know, y'all. But you know what somebody said? They said, welcome to YouTube. That's what somebody said. It was hilarious. I was like, well, what do you have to say? They was like, welcome to YouTube. I thought that was hilarious. Miss Judy, that was my good twin. I'm ratchet in the comments, professional on the mic. True say, I thought you had a fairly good job cussing. I've heard some real rookies. Well, thank you, True Slayer. Thank you. You know, I've been heard I pronounce my syllables. So it's like if I cuss, I'm pronouncing every syllable of that word. So I guess it sounds funny to some people. I don't know. Miss Shawn, you're going to need some cussing lessons. You would be. I am that somebody. I need some cussing lessons. Y'all, that's what my son said. My son said when I get mad, he can't even take me seriously, which that's not a good thing. He can't even take me seriously because I get mad and I just go wild with it. And sometimes I can't stay mad at him long because he tries so hard not to laugh at me. And I'd be like, this is a serious moment that I'm having right here. Don't sit here and make what I'm saying to you guys. He was like, no, I'm sorry, I can't help it. So you can imagine how our conversations go. But believe me, he know when I'm mad. When I'm mad, I'm mad. He knows it. But all my boys have been like that. That's so funny. And she said, yes, you did, because your tail calmed out after she came out. You wasn't as spicy. No. Y'all know what? Sabrina said, vibe, Shawn, you are a vibe, girl. Thank you, boo. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. When Lux Pearl came up there, like I said, I wanted to be angry, and I was mad at her because she wouldn't let me be angry. Because it's like, leave me alone. Like, I want to be mad. Like, but people, like, you don't stay mad very long. You get mad in the moment. That's why that moment is so high intense. And I want to say this. It was a lot of people, and I'm going to say this, who came and said that they were blocked. Now, Mr. Judy, I wanted to ask you about this. And I think it was a couple of other of my mods in there that day, that night. They said that they were blocked or put in timeout. And to me, y'all, you got to understand, it was a very intense night that night. So if you came in the chat saying something almost crazy and erratic, y'all know Miss Judy, she gonna block you. She gonna block you, or she gonna kick you out. That's what she gonna do. She gonna block or she gonna kick out. And I think, I don't know if it was another person in there. JB was in there. They're gonna block or they're gonna put out, because at that moment, all what you saying ain't even called for, because I'm already pissed. That goes for anybody, chat. If they mad and upset, don't come in with the foolishness. Because they're gonna put you out. Period. But if you wasn't disrespectful, just like I told one of my, if you wasn't disrespectful and you just kind of got caught up, then I sincerely apologize if you were blocked, but you really wasn't being disrespectful. So I truly apologize. They were super disrespectful. If they were timeout, it's because they were speaking out the side of their neck. See, that's what I told you. Listen, I don't block anybody, y'all. Now, I never block anybody. That's what mods are for. But I'm going to tell you this. If I do block you, trust me, I done seen you being very disrespectful, not only in my chat, but somebody else chat about me. So yes, that tells me you really don't want to be in my chat. So why should you have access to it? That's the only time that I will ever put up a block. And that's very rare. Now, I ain't gonna lie, lately I did have to put up a few people on block because I seen them talking very reckless for no reason. But as far as being and Miss Judy always knows the number one rule. You can come in my chat, you can ask me anything you want. You, as long as you're respectful, you will not get blocked. You will not get put in timeout. Nothing like that. But in a moment like that, when somebody's pissed and then you decide you want to be reckless, come on. Come on, y'all. It's warranted. It's warranted because now ain't the time. It's a time and a place for everything. Now ain't that time. So don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Time in the 12. But yeah, y'all, like I said, my final word to you guys is just make sure that you choose your battles wisely, y'all. Make sure that if two people, no matter who the content creator is, and you see two people that you support, or three people that you support, four people that you support going at it, and you support all of them, continue to support them. Just give them encouraging words. That's it. Just like Lux. Just give them, Miss Judy, give them encouraging words. Don't sit there and be combative. And don't sit there and go in and say some things, especially if it's not your experience. You don't know the experience. I'm just speaking, they're just speaking their experience with that person. Period. You don't know. Thank you, sweet mom. Miss Judy, yes, because I had to learn to let them other folks live in the chat because they were respectful. Y'all know that was hard. Right? Y'all just got, like I said, support who you support, give them encouraging words, give them constructive criticism. And, another content creators in here, I'm pretty sure she'll say, hey, I can take constructive criticism as long as your delivery is correct. Give me constructive criticism because that's how we grow and that's how we learn. And again, shout out to Priscilla for getting on me. Hard. So, and I want to say I respect all of y'all. But just be mindful of what you're going in other people's chats saying about other content creators. Because listen, they looking. I promise you, they looking. You just don't see them, but they looking. And don't be surprised if you're not able to get access to their chat anymore because you know what you said, and that's the end of it. But just be encouraging and support. But I am going to go, you guys. I thank you so much for joining me today. I love all you guys. Sweet mom, thank you so much for supporting me today. Loves Pearl, girl, you my girl. Miss Judy, my queen. Bridget, Sabrina, I am that somebody. Truth Slayer, you know it, queen. Hanging with Miss D, girl, you are awesome. You are awesome. I think I said Sabrina. Y'all got to go all the way back up. Cree. Yes, and Cree, listen, Cree, y'all made me laugh that night. She's so funny. Scorpio, Priscilla, all of y'all. I really love y'all, and I appreciate all of you guys' support. But I want you guys to continue to have a good day. And remember, be mindful, be very mindful of the chat and what you say. Just be support. Oh, good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, gorgeous, too. I'm looking forward to more of your content on real life topics. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm looking forward to it. Love you too, Miss Judy. I love you guys. And I will see you guys soon.